Next week is Dystopian Wars week, and we'll have 3 Crown starter sets to be won. We will choose 3 winners, 1 from the comments on our YouTube videos, 1 from the comments on OnTableTop.com, and 1 from our Cult of Games members, so you guys get an extra chance to win.
Hello everybody, it's Friday night and it is time for the Weekender once again. We've another packed show this week with a Ruckus in the Holy Lands, some fantastic Arnhem figures from Mr. Hicks, and a whole bunch of fantastic fantasy. As well as that, we also have a prize from Wayland Games of a £50 voucher for their store. You can win by popping a comment below this video here on YouTube, and keep an eye out for more about Dystopian Wars at the end of the show. Now sit back, relax, because your weekend starts here. Hello everybody and welcome to the Weekender. I'm joined this week by Sean and Ben.
Hello. Yeah.
To take you on another hobby meander throughout the wonderful world of goodness that is Tiny Fighting Men's.
Who could live without them? That's what I
can't.
So, yeah.
Yeah, at this point, they're structurally integral to the house.
I mean, that is quite good. I did. My fiance this week did say, "I'm going to buy some more candles," and I went, "Do you need more candles?" And she went, "Do you need more men?" And I went, "Well, yes."
That's a rookie mistake, son. You just nod and wave, gentlemen.
Yes,
nod and wave. Yeah. That's how that one goes,
and that's how I got away with it.
It is the best way. It's getting cooler. The nights are getting longer. It's time to stay indoors and do some hobby.
Oh yeah.
On that note, I'm considering Train Fest already open. We'll get something out about it soon. Once somebody...
It will happen. Yes.
Oh, it is happening. It's happening right now. It may not look like it because somebody who wants to redesign logos, he doesn't have the time to redesign logos. I'm not pushing it back. So anybody who has done previous Train Fest will know, go to our site, go to the project system. There won't be a competition drop down bit yet. Actually, no, sorry, there will be. I'll go and put that in myself. There'll be a competition for Trainfest 2025. Mark that off. And then just make some terrain. Paint some terrain, build some terrain, take terrain out that you've had kicking around, make some Trench Crusade boards. Who knows what you could do? There's a wonderful world of training. Anything that's listed as Trainfest 2025 that was started from the 1st of October until whenever I finish this in early February.
Early February?
Yeah. You've got plenty of time. Yeah. Even with the Christmas break, you've got plenty of time. Do Trainfest. Shh! Don't tell Lloyd I've done this. It's very important. He doesn't know because he will freak out. So yes, Trainfest. That'll coast you through the wintry times ahead.
It will.
And in case you don't want to do terrain, you madman, then we'll find some models for you to use instead. The best place to start looking is in the news.
Coming to you from the center of Northwestern Europe. Covering board games, war games, card games, and all that you love. It's the news.
All right then, Ben, we're going to be kicking things off with a touch of the old Greek.
Yes.
As I was once asked, what's a Grecian urn? Depends what job they do for a living.
Very good. Very good.
Morecambe Wise? No?
Yep.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah. So this comes from Joseph McCullough, who a lot of people will know is the creator of games like Frostgrave, Stargrave, The Graves, the Silver Bayonet, and Oathmark. Lots and lots of different things. He doesn't stop and is also working on a brand new game which is called Warriors of Athena. So Warriors of Athena is a new game that can be played solo, so by your lonesome, cooperatively, or with the addition of an oracle, which is essentially like a GM who's going to be diving in and building up your scenarios and campaigns for you, which is kind of cool. You will take on the role of Greek heroes of legend, so your Jasons, your Achilles, that kind of thing. And you'll be battling it out alongside a warband of your fellow warriors, something like the Argonauts, for example, heading around ancient Greece, beating up undead Greek zombies, slaying cyclopean monsters, battling hydras, remember to use fire, and everything else in between. And don't forget the fleece. This will all be driven by a pretty simple D20 style mechanic that'll sort of follow the course of the game. If you've played any of Joe's games in the past, you'll probably be familiar with his D20 style systems that he's done for the Graves and things like that. So it'll be in that ballpark, I would imagine, although there'll probably be a few tweaks to sort of fit it in with the whole idea of it being sort of ancient Greek and heroic and fantastical, all that kind of good stuff. You'll have 2 books for this game as well, which is quite interesting, which will launch at the same time. The first of these, look at him over there. The first of these is Warriors of Athena Heroes, which was the main book for the game, which will contain all of the core mechanics for Warriors of Athena, and essentially allow you to build your warbands and all that kind of good stuff. The second of the books is called Warriors of Athena Quests, and this will contain your bestiary, so I'll have all of your big creatures and nasties in there. As well, it'll also have advice for oracles for building campaigns and scenarios. So essentially think of this almost like your DMG guide kind of thing. That's the same thing as a DMG. And it will also come with a full set of scenarios in there. So there's 4 multi-scenario campaigns that you can just dive into and start playing straight away, which is great. You do essentially need both books to start playing, but obviously the quest one is more important for someone who's going to be an oracle, but it's also incredibly important because you'd be using this to build your campaigns. But essentially, rather than this just being one of those things where a book comes out for a game that Joe makes and then some cool stuff comes out a year later, everything's coming out almost at the same time, essentially, with this, with Warriors of Athena. So you'll be able to dive in, start playing your games, and having some fun on the tabletop. Sounds like a great idea. We've had previous games in this kind of veil come out. And so you've seen things like Mortal Gods, and of Gods and Mortals, which was an Osprey book, funnily enough, coming up over the last couple of years and things like that. So it's not something that is alien to people, but if you are somebody who's looking to dive into a fantastical adventure with a Greek slant, and also you like the work of Joseph McCullough, then this is probably one you want to try and snap up and have some fun with.
I'm loving the work of his artist.
Yes, so the art is by Hazim Amin, who has done some absolutely amazing stuff here. I really love its kind of cartoony, heroic, over-the-topness. Yeah. It's super cool. And it is throughout all of the books, which is great. This also sort of leads to some other stuff that came out. So there will be miniatures. So North Star have said that they are going to be doing some figures to go alongside this. I would imagine probably getting some metal stuff would be cool. Yeah. There's obviously lots of Greek monsters.
They've got Greek stuff in the range anyway.
Yes. Yeah. But if you want to get a head start on all of this, because it's not coming out until the beginning of next year, head on over to Footsore. Buy all of your heroes now. Go to Mortal Gods, get all of your heroes, get your warbands together, buy your monsters and everything like that, and you're essentially ready and raring to go once Warriors of Athena lands in sort of early 2026. I think it's around sort of February time that you'll be able to get your hands on this. But sounds really cool. So, yeah.
Oh, do they belong in Harrowhurst?
The big monsters. There's like a Cyclops and a Minotaur and all sorts of things.
Minotaur. Yes. I've got that Hydra. Yes. I unboxed that Hydra. That Hydra's gorgeous. Absolutely spanking. It's also gone down £10 since. Carden. Yeah. It was 75 when it released.
Well, they're mugging you off, Jerry.
Not that bear or anything. It's okay, right? Classic. But anyway, BS. So you can pick up a few Greeky type things in there.
You can.
As well.
It should be noted the stuff from North Star, like their Of Gods and Mortals stuff, there's a whole bunch of, like, as you might have imagined, gods in there for you to pick up and things like that. Yes. So if you're looking for something a bit cool to use as maybe like a boss at the end of a campaign or something, why wouldn't you? You could recreate God of War and have
Son of Boy.
Son of Boy. You could have Kratos charging off against Ares or something on the table. That would be kind of awesome. But yeah, I like the fact that it's solo, cooperative, and also the Oracle version of it. So there's no competitive nature to it. I think it's a nice twist on what Joe has already done with his games in the past. Yeah.
And if you're not up on your Greek myth and you want a really good primer, there's 2 documentary series that were released. You know where I'm going, don't you? Xena Warrior Princess and Hercules. Legendary adventures.
Although
Hercules,
one of them
in
is
fact.
better than the other.
Oh yeah, Xena's much better.
Yeah.
Watch
Historical
Xena.
documents.
Historical documents, indeed. They'll get you bang up to speed with what happened in Greece. Generally, King of the Gods was banging somebody who shouldn't be banging, and then things went horribly wrong afterwards.
Yeah.
It's most things break down like that. If there's a monster or an aggravating offense, and it's all down to this.
And also, this Christmas, the time of watching Jason and the Argonauts, because it's always on, is coming up. So why not get started early? So yeah, go watch that, have some fun, and then watch Wrath of the Titans as well. So, yeah.
The original, not the new ones. Yeah. Nobody needs to see Liam Neeson and Ralph Fiennes doing whatever it was they were doing in that film. Anyway, moving swiftly on from fantasy Greeks into fantasy humans. Coming from
those Greeks aren't human.
They're not. Oh, not a bit of it.
Yeah, they're all
More than
demigods.
human.
That's the reasoning. Yeah, so
More human than human.
yeah.
North Star have announced some new miniatures coming for Oathmark.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, by a young Joe McCullough. This is
Segways.
the Heavy Infantry,
Yes.
which have been on the cards for quite some time. They've been in the book since Dot, pretty much. So, you've always had the opportunity to rock out some Heavy Infantry. They've shown off the sprues. As you can see, box contains 30 of them. 5 per sprue, 6 lovely sprues, and all the options that you need in there. So you can obviously run full units if you're not playing Oathmark. So if you want to use these for Kings of War or Warlords of Erewhon, I have to check the name. Things like that. Any generic fantasy, they are just a rocking good set of
Very much so.
very heavily armored humans with nice variety of weapons as well from our sword and boards, axes, Dane axes, great weapons. You can do all except ranged. And why would anybody in heavy armor be using a ranged weapon? They wouldn't. Nobody cares about that. You've got peasants to do that for you.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're a terrific looking set of figures that has a really, it has that Hollywood fantasy feel, dare I say it. It's the sort of armor you would see on Game of Thrones style armies. Or
Starks. Yes.
Yeah. It in no way bears any resemblance to actual armor that would be properly worn. If you've got leather on, why have you stuck random chunks of stuff? And why is there so big gaps between them? Hollywood doesn't know an answer, but they know it looks good, so they keep doing it.
Yeah.
So that they have a medieval-esque feel to them, but at the same time, they have enough of a twist that you're not looking at them going, well, they're just, 100 Years War, or they're just X, Y, or Z.
I like to call it low fantasy. I think that's the term people use. So,
Well, anything that doesn't contain elves and dwarves and stuff is generally low fantasy. So technically Oathmark's high fantasy.
True.
But these guys do look like they're grim and grubby fellas. They will not be alone. Whenever they come to release, you can supplement your forces of tiny plastic Oathmark infantry with a host of metals, and I think the metals are absolutely cracking.
And they really are. Oh my god!
I don't know what it is about the huge mutton chops, and like you say, Stark-esque in feel. But you've got kings, queens, champions, wizards, and that fellow with that massive mutton chop, who I think might be king.
He should be.
He is in my head anyway.
Yeah.
He's king. Because look at that. He's in the second line, actually. Everybody dies before him. That's how you know he's king.
One of the things about the metal minis from the Oathmark range is I just think they've got better and better. Like the first stuff that came out was okay, but it was kind of like a bit simple.
Yeah.
All the stuff they've had out, I think since the second wave of dwarves or elves
Could be.
has just been phenomenal looking. Like the metals and the plastics, they're so good for sort of like generic fantasy on the tabletop. So
I think when you're creating a new fantasy range, it takes a little while to get your teeth in.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Sort of see what your audience like and what they would like some improvement in.
Yeah.
Because things like elves and dwarves were very Tolkien-esque, and they were the first ones that sort of trod out. Humans are relatively difficult to do.
Yeah.
Some companies like Mantic have deliberately not for a while because it's so hard to escape history. Whenever it comes to making a fantasy human force, how do you make it a fantasy human force without it just being 14th century French, 8th century?
Well, I mean, when Fireforge did their stuff, it was essentially just copying to a degree the Song of Ice and Fire Game of Thrones style, wasn't it? So it's you can see that with a lot of people. So
it's it needs to be representative and realistic, but have their own tweak to it, which is probably one of the reasons why the humans have taken their sweet time in getting out, unlike the dwarves and the elves. But I think they've benefited from.
Oh yeah, those are gorgeous minis. Yeah.
The time, especially those mutton chops. They shall not be alone. There's also some ogres coming with. So if you want to supplement your forces, if you haven't played Oathmark or heard about Oathmark, you crazy people, it is a campaign-based rank and file game. But you are not limited in that you're not playing elves and dwarves and humans and goblins or whatever. You can mix and match as much as little as you want. So you can go whole hog to have a full human army, or you can go, here's my realm that contains all of these disparate races. And when we go to war, everybody comes and plays, including, if needs be, some ogre mercenaries. Don't know what they're going to be made out of. I assume they're going to be metal. Generally, North Star's ogres and big biffy things are. Although,
there wasn't any definitive answer on social media, but
they strike me as metal. Time will tell on that. They may have, because I can imagine those being cut off at the wrist and then having options.
Possibly, yeah.
So we'll see. But a neat little thing, in case people are wondering how long these have been lurking in the background human-wise. They made a maquette when the first human infantry plastic box came out, which was like, I'm going to say 6 years.
Wow.
5 or 6 years. It all started landing around the event. That's how long ago these things were. So this maquette was made, a little one-off sculpted metal, as this is an idea of how our plastic heavy infantry humans would
look. At the change in the leather metal combo.
The leather's gone from studded to those big slatted pieces and that sort of thing. But anybody who orders, and the pre-orders go live next week for delivery in November onwards, this will be free for pre-orders. I don't know how many need to pre-order, whether it's everybody who orders gets one, or whether it's only with the bundles, because they do like 3 box sets and bundle deals and stuff. Not sure which. You'll have to wait till the pre-orders go live. But a nice little blast and pass / champion to put into your ranks.
Very cool.
And in case you're wondering, he's that size to one of the new ogres. So
swords as big as him. So yeah.
Yes. That's why you want them in front of you, with their backs to you, helping, and not in front of you with their bellies forward, pushing. Because ogres are nasty. But another cracking looking box of plastiques from North Star for Oathmark.
Very much.
And it's nice to see more, like you say, more stuff coming for Oathmark.
Yeah.
It's a living game. It's got plenty in there.
Superb game. Really good system. And all the supplements are great as well.
And
all the rules are out there in a big pack, so you can just go and grab them.
You can jump in, have as many or as few as you like.
Play with 30 models for your first game, which is insane. You just buy a box set of plastic models and you're done. Buy a box, make some as two-handed, some as single-handed, some as bow, or whatever it happens to be. Put them together and off you go. And if you want to add things like ogres or the upcoming Surma, then you can do this thing as well. Champ.
And if you're not using that for Oathmark, that could quite happily be a basilisk for Heroes of Athena. So
there you go. Yeah.
There are Quasin means to use these things, and I will find them. That's how I work.
Everything has a use.
If it can be used for more than one game, I'm saving money by buying it.
There you go. Yeah.
Right. Enough of the fantasy and into the trenches, John.
Yeah, so Archon Studios have been a little bit busy with some plasticky goodness for Trench Crusade. This is the Prussians are coming. Not Blucher, but the Prussians are coming.
Blucher wishes he had this stuff.
Blucher wishes he had all like the firearms and all sorts of stuff going on. But it's great to see that even in the very grim weirdness of a world war that never really ended, that the Prussians still look absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
They know they have cameras pointed at them because every one of them is just cinema, as they say. So there was, I haven't actually read the article that much because everyone kept telling me, oh, you've got to hurry up and get ready for this. Ben, this is your fault that I haven't researched.
Wow.
You gave me too much stuff to read.
Were you elected to lead, not to read? Is that the... Yeah.
Yes, that's it. So they are the Stoßtruppen. So someone can tell me I've pronounced that well or badly. It's great.
I think that's about right.
Yeah.
It sounds about right. I think it sounds about right. So as I was saying, hard plastic models all around. Some very interesting characters in here, like the Hauptmann.
Rocking a delightful pelisse from the old Hussar days.
Yeah,
Just casual off the shoulder.
Yep.
That's how you know he's got swagger. So
that's how you know he's in charge.
Yeah.
He's in charge.
As is everybody's want in life.
Yep. With the Feldkaplan.
Yes.
Who I kind of want to say just looks like he decided that the Blood Angels just weren't for him. And decided he wanted more mud and blood in his life. But he looks absolutely epic. The wings just give him that real sort of proper religious vibe about him as well. Sort of like he's the guy you follow. The Hauptmann tells you to go and follow him.
Yeah. Well, he is your trench cleric, so he will be looking after you when you've fallen over. Fallen over.
Keeping your souls clean.
Yes. Yeah.
Even when everything else isn't.
The ridiculous barrel on that gun looks like a water cooled Vicker style.
It does.
It's absolutely huge.
It's like a water cooled SMG or something.
Yeah.
Frightening in and of itself. But the warband's a fascinating bit. Can we just take a moment to appreciate the guy with the glockenspiel? Can we? Because of all the instruments being used to command troops in battle or raise the morale, the light tinkling sound of the wishing tree was not high on the list of things that could be heard over battle and demonic roar.
You do things differently when the Trench Crusades come in.
You do things differently when you're a Prussian, apparently.
That's true.
Yeah.
So that the set is for the Free State of Prussia.
Yeah.
But it essentially
they're Antioch.
A new Antioch sub-faction for Trench Crusade, which is kind of cool.
Now, there are options in this. It's a 2-sprue set, and some of the models can be assembled. They're not full multi-part. You're not going to be going, oh, I'm going to stick these guns on this one and blah, blah, blah. I think it's 2 sprues, but some of the models, for example, like the Hauptmann, has alternate builds. I think it's probably the best way to put it.
Yeah, there's
alternate builds.
I think there's a head that's like a bear female head.
Yeah,
on it as well.
Yeah.
And the weapon loadout is slightly different as well. So instead of having the hand on this poignard type of thing, that massive weapon is slung behind
the broadsword,
and it's Zweihander.
Yeah,
it's slung behind, and I think she has gun in hand instead.
Sweet.
But they have a really nice aesthetic to them.
They really do.
The fact that Archon has decided to really go whole hog and go Trench Crusade's popular, everybody's doing 3D prints. What about for the people who don't like 3D prints? How about a plastic multi-part kit?
Yeah.
Well, we weren't expecting it, but we'll take it because that's right up there.
Yeah,
we do seem to get a lot of New Antioch love.
Yes,
Yeah.
Westphalia
we had
did quite a lot
the
of that
Red
as well,
Brigade
so-
before this, the last
Yeah.
one that we talked about.
Yeah,
That's the other.
Yeah,
Or a
so
different
cool.
loadout for her. That model is available in thing. These, I hope, will be available at some point. And by these, I mean that strange spike-headed dog. But yeah, the first of what will possibly be many.
Well, they've got all of the current core warbands are available as STL files, but in addition as resin prints, so you can get them through My Mini Factory.
Mhm.
So if you do want them, you can get them printed for you. The idea is that Fortress Factory and by extension Archon will work on creating plastic kits eventually for everything, I would assume. But obviously, as I think they said in the announcement of this, plastic production is very different from resin production
Yes.
with 3D prints. So they obviously have to think about things like cutting and how they assemble sprues and all that kind of thing. Helps that Archon are very good at making really nice plastics.
Yes.
So it'll be a really interesting thing seeing the collaboration between the folks at the artists and things behind Fortress Factory and sort of where they take things alongside Archon. But a really nice step in the right direction for Trench Crusade, I think. So
The very fact that this is coming out in plastic, I think opens it up for a lot more people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not, as some people may or may not be aware, a 3D printer. Haven't been.
Never heard of it.
Doesn't float my boat. It's a whole other hobby. Yeah, sure. The stuff looks great. Can't be arsed. And then I know people will be furiously typing the comments. X, Y, and Z will sell you the printed versions of such. And you're going, okay, grand. Yeah, still not a fan. And I know I'm not alone in that. So some people will have looked at Trench Crusade and went, kit bashing's fun. Might do some kit bashing. And other people will go, I'm not a fan of kit bashing or 3D printing. But this, being able to buy a warband in plastic.
Yeah.
There are a certain group in the world who look at things and go, if there aren't physical models available, it's not a real game.
I was actually about to say that it makes it feel more real.
Yes.
In a way.
Yeah.
Because it's not just a digital product.
Yeah. And it's important to know that, or to note that Trench Crusade still hasn't officially.
No, I still haven't got my rule book.
I haven't got my rule book either. I did get my models.
I got
it's
my models.
still beta type affair at the moment.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're getting close to the point where it will actually come out and there'll be a slew of companies have got everything. So you'll be able to go down, and if you are a 3D printer or you like buying stuff from 3D printers, then you can do that. You want to grab the plastics, you can do that. You want to just grab a box of Perry miniatures, medieval, and some Wargames Atlantic, World War I Germans, and slap them together yourself and add some gribbly bits. You can do all of that as well. So ways and means for everybody to get involved now.
Yeah.
And these look absolutely terrific. Like I say, I want that dog. I want that big spike-faced dog. Don't know what it's for, but I'm all on board for it.
As a modeler, I love what they've done because it's still very World War I German, but you know, it still has the aesthetics that you expect to find from a World War I kind of thing, but make it Prussia.
Yeah. They've, weirdly, I think the uniforms are more visible on these than on some of the other ranges we've seen so far. They've kept more closely aligned to the military aspect of it, and then just went, we can go a bit weird with some of the other stuff like the gas masks or the trench armor, actually making the Prussian breastplates and that sort of thing. So also
it's very, very nice set. Very nice indeed.
And it's time to bring out the word for the flamme.
What's the one way to cleanse demons from your trench?
They'll go all about that. So,
yeah. They can't be demons if they're slag.
Yeah.
That's a very good point. A very good point. Right. I hope that's wet your whistle for the news for now. I think we'll take a look at some Kickstarters.
Did you win one of our prizes? Find out on our prize claim center over at OnTableTop.com. Here we list all our previous prizes and those who have won. If you see your username, fill out the form to claim your prize. All prizes must be claimed within 30 days.
Okay, then time for some Kickstarters. Well, one Kickstarter, one Hickstarter. More of that in a moment. But we're going to be kicking things off with a look at something from Axia and their Tales of the Old World. This is a range that Guiseppe has been adding to for the past couple of years now, for a fantastical look at some historical fantasy adjacent warbands that could or could not be used in games such as More Time Discuss.
Could they find their way into a damned city, perhaps?
They really could. This particular expansion, I suppose, is for the Blinded Guardians, a religious warrior nun-looking group of Sally helm-wearing ladies who will batter the ever-living bejesus out of people. So the Blinded Guardians are set up as a warrior monk set, Sigmarite-like in their loathing of things that aren't Sigmarites. So they get bopped upside of the head. The packs are split up in a couple of different ways. So there's a 12 model basic unit, basic warband, which is sort of in all of the pledges. And then there are other things here that are either being unlocked as stretch goals that can be add-ons or unlocked as freebies. So when you are looking at this, it's important to look at what you're getting. The basic pledge, for example, is the 12 from the sort of starter warband, and then I think 6 models as freebies. But there's also been 6 unlocked as add-ons that you can pay for separately. And you can pick them up as both STLs and I believe as a printed version.
Yes.
The early bird pledges were for the little sort of core warband, but the Golden Sister warband is the early bird equivalent plus all the bells and whistles. So it's the sweet spot if you're looking to join the faith and get in there in front of the Dawn of the Dead and start slashing everybody upside of the head, which, you know, is nice.
You get your free introductory flail that comes with every purchase. It's like the pens that you get for writing wills.
It is a lot like that. As you can see, they've unlocked quite a lot of free models with some others due to be dropped in as well as paid add-ons. Interesting set of figures. They are multi-part in a certain degree, and there are optional weapons / arms for them. So there is some posability / flexibility in equipment, which if you're playing a campaign game and you want to swap out sword and, well, mace and board in this case, for whip or some other massive two-handed version, then they are all available in a variety of ways, which is nice to see. If you have missed previous campaigns, there's also things like the Exiled Knights, so a feudal group of Frenchmen looking to reclaim lost lands, and a massive undead scumbag. Then you can pick those up as well if you're contemplating getting warband heavy. If, for example, you and your friends have discovered some sort of damn City of Wartime rulebook living on the internet, then this is all very doable indeed.
I love the Witch Hunters. That's so good.
The Witch Hunters was particularly nice. I really like the undead. The dogs are quite nice. It's important we think about the dogs for later.
The Blood Raiders.
But yeah, the Blood Raiders. The vampire has got the most arrogant pose I've seen in a vampire in a long time. He's not shrieking at the enemy. He's standing back while humanity flails against some sort of rotting corpses. So, you know.
You saw the old Archon model for Warhammer 40,000 was like, I can do better than that. So. Yeah, very, very much so. But like I say, the Blinded Sisters themselves are a really beautiful set of figures. And they are much more heavily armored and equipped than the GW incarnation if you're looking to replace your Sisters of Sigmar. But they have a really grimy in the trenches look to them. You know, a lot of ragged vestments on them. They're not just shiny and pristine. Yes.
Which is, I think, really important to give that feel of an actual fighting unit.
They're not there to spread their faith. They're there to exert their faith.
Yes. I mean, that is part and parcel of it to a greater extent, I would say. But yeah, the campaign itself is also already massively funded, and the range of figures in there is superb.
Really is.
So if your fantasy is lacking a bit of ladies with maces, then you can add quite a lot of them in this one. And as has been pointed out, if you're not a fan of painting eyes, then they're quite easy to do because most of them have got a nice bit of cloth over the top of it. Don't have to paint them if you can't see them.
Nice.
It's a great way of doing it in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
Now, a few people have mentioned that the sisters themselves would look particularly good in the trenches. And so much so that Giuseppe has gone, you know what? I can see where they're coming from on that note. So, not part of this campaign, but he has started working on adapting them to the Trench Crusade.
Ooh.
So, that ogre is from this Sisters campaign.
And then the one at the
moment.
back is from one of the official models, isn't it? Yeah.
But you can see they fit quite nicely, just as figures, although obviously on lovely square bases. But it does mean
a few pistols here and there, and away you go. So,
well,
yeah. Me likey. Yeah.
He may have sent me some images, including, remember those Witch Hunter dogs? There may be an adapted version of those for some trench dogs because, as we know, New Antioch, they're a fan of their dogs. Dogs in trenches, it's the best way. So, if you are Trench Crusade adjacent and you're interested in those, then it's worth taking a look at them.
Very cool.
Because we'll see a whole host of things coming down the line, including
if that goes to crowdfunding, I'll be all over that.
There you go.
It pretty much will be, yeah. So keep your eye peeled for those in the not too distant future. But in the meantime, if you do fancy picking up the Faith Awakens and the Blinded Guardians, there are 8 days left, and like I said, it's already massively funded. 12 Sister Warband plus optional extras and freebies you can get right in there. The project also has some supporting collaborators, so there's a few other freebies in there from some other sculptors and from somebody who's writing a fanzine called The Glauker. I think there's a free issue in there as well.
Super cool.
So you've got plenty to be going on with. Right. Away from the trenches and off to Arnhem for one of the Hicks clones. Paul Hicks version 1.75 has been working with Empress Miniatures.
Yeah.
Now, if people seen the last Hickstarter for the British Airborne side of Arnhem, in fact, there were 2. There was the sort of core set, and then there was a massive expansion to it. It was huge. It was fantastic. There was a lot of images drawn directly from photographs of Market Garden. And then people were going, this is all great. I've got my lovely paras. But the real question now becomes, where are the Germans to fight against them? Well, lo and behold, here are the Germans to fight against them. This is a little bit different in that it's not crowdfunding, hence it's on the Emperor's website. It is instead a big pre-order, hence the name Hickstarter. It's not really a Kickstarter. The stuff is sculpted, it's a big pre-order, but this initial wave is going to be locked up, as it says there. You pay your money, your stuff gets cast and sent to you. The website will be shut off, or not the website, this part of the website will be shut off after the Hickstarter period ends to allow them to get all of the minis out. And it won't be reopened as a proper part of the site to buy from for, they reckon, probably a year. So
a lot of people excited about this one.
Yeah. If you don't get in now, they will be coming. Just bear in mind, it will be a year, probably more. So you're looking maybe early 2027 before these come out officially.
It seems so far away.
It really does.
It hurts to think about.
Yeah. There are a ton of models here. So regardless of what 28mm scale World War II game you play, everything you have to put the Germans from Arnhem on the ground is here and available. They've even got new Ionic paint sets for the Germans,
which is very cool. Yeah,
I have them. They're really nice.
Oh.
They're maybe unboxing / showy offy videos about those coming in the not too distant future. Anyway, I digress. Those really nice set of paints. If you haven't got any paints specifically for Germans that contain all of the colors and stuff, but they're not what we're here for. We're here for the tiny fighting men's. So we'll just have a wee look-see through here. Like I say, the packs themselves contain whatever you need to get your stuff on the ground. If they are based on actual figures from the period, then they are named. So you'll be able to find the commanders, commandants, or just people who are famous for whatever reason, as we'll see very shortly from a captured para. But the SS command there has got your officer and then your radio operator. So, you know, if you're playing Fight for Victory or Bold Action, these will give you options for things like forward command, air observers, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because having radio operators and the like to identify them is always good. Obviously, the historical accuracy is all there from young Messer Hicks 1.5.6.
Yes, it's not Hollywoodized. No. Well, it is to a degree, but some of the releases, but
yeah.
Well, I was going to comment that, like, even just initially, I'm looking at them and going, they're a more subdued looking German figure. They're not. There's a tendency to just cover the people in kit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's too much on their backpacks, or there's too much stuff hanging off their belts and stuff like that. This feels a lot more subdued and grounded.
I suppose in that respect, because these are specifically the defenders of Arnhem, a lot of kits are often nebulous. They are just German grenadiers, whatever. And if they're the aggressors, they're attacking, then they would be carrying all the kit. But when they're defending, they won't need their packs with canteen and blah, blah, blah.
Lying in the half track or the lorry.
Yeah, it's all 20 odd meters behind them in their bunk. But yeah, you've got your SMGs, your rifles, a couple of packs of each. So you've got plenty of variations. Support weapons, Guru. So the likes of the MG42s and 34s, both advancing and prone, which is always nice.
I always like that where you get the walking teams and the ones set up, because I always want to just mix and match those as you're playing and remove them when they're all set up and things. Just for an extra bit of
I don't
narrative.
I go the other way. I go, here's a squad that look like they're mostly in situ firing, and here's some kneeling guys. They get the prone team, and then the other team that looks like they're advancing or running, they get the carrying. So, but anyway, you can break them up whatever way you want. The propaganda team, including POWs, is particularly nice.
That's great.
Because there is a separate figure, which apparently I've either not opened or hidden. Oh, there he is. I've hidden him there. Lieutenant Jack Reynolds, because they took that photo, the propaganda team took him of the prisoners. And there he is, giving the middle way. Well, actually, I was giving 2 fingers, going full Agincourt.
He can still fire his bow. So.
He can still fire his bow. So you can, as objective markers or diorama pieces, that little propaganda team is quite nice.
Yeah.
You should see
watch for your back blast, mate. Yeah.
The back blast is going to take your head clean off. That's a mistake you only make once in life. But yeah,
the World War II sauna.
It really is. So we have all of the standard issue kit plus support, which means you'll be able to get your forces onto the tabletop in double quick fashion, including some of the larger weapons. Teams are available for guns and teams are available separately. So you can either buy a pack that has both, or if you already have a gun for, let's say you already have some German guns for a Heer army that you use on a different front, and you just want to add SS, you can just pick up the crew. That way you're not doubling up on a gun that you don't need. Although, can you really have too many? I like the fact that it has
the grenade on it.
Yeah. the fact that they have the variations plus option is good. You ever see Gun Jesus' little video where he's showing that off? No, he did. It might have been above, and he was at a war museum somewhere, and he was explaining how these RPGs worked in the end. And then he puts it in and then drops it out, and then cuts to massive explosion. It's good. If people are unaware of Gun Jesus, he has forgotten weapons on YouTube. Cool. But yeah, a terrific set of stuff. It's some of the expanded bits and pieces though that I really like. So having Kusen and his staff car available separately. They've also got Schwimmwagons, Kuppelwagons, those sort of things as well. So all of the bits and pieces that you will have seen in A Bridge Too Far. Another historical document, although that one's slightly more accurate.
Yes.
Yeah.
And by slightly, I mean if it hadn't been for a certain Polish impression by Gene Hackman.
I was going to say, isn't that how they all talk? I thought that was...
It just sounded like he'd come off a very heavy cold.
Yeah. You can see Kusen in his set as well.
Very nice.
But yeah, terrific set of sculpts from Paul once again. And like I say, a comprehensive set. When they've done these in the past, they've blown up massively. Simply because, I mean, the fact that you should really buy two, so you can have them in the car driving, and then you can also have them deployed.
It also looks like they're sitting down for a nice picnic. And they've put blankets over their legs. So,
Do you want to paint that like a tartan travel blanket?
Yeah.
not the bottom of his coat. Yep, okay.
And a hamper on the roof.
No, strapped to the back of one of those with the big straps like Bertie Wooster. But yeah,
that's a guy with a target on his head.
Yeah, Shay's on the lookout for him already. If you already picked up the stuff for Arnhem, you'll know the quality and the diversity of that range. Yes. If you haven't, Empress do superb metals for a variety of conflicts and flavors. So it's definitely worth having a look at if you're looking to pick up. Specifically for Arnhem, it's obviously couldn't be more accurate. However, if you are just looking for a World War II German SS force to run, then these are a really nice set of characterful sculpts because they are specific. It's not a generic ... Can be any regiment you want. They are the photographed historical versions of said commandants and commanders in there as well. So they've a really, really nice look to them.
Great stuff.
Yeah. Believe this runs until the start of December,
9th of December is when it ends. And as they have said in the blurb for this, don't mix your orders from this with orders from the main store, otherwise things will go squiffy. So
if you don't mind waiting until whenever this gets released, then more power to your elbow. But I think if you're after these as an early Christmas present for yourself, again, fill your boots. There is a one-click just send me all button.
Yes, there is,
which is far more than you will ever need. But as I often say, it gives you options in your list building.
It does. Yes. Yeah.
Too many options, but definitely worth it. Right. Kickstarters and Hickstarters done. I think we'll take some more news under our wing.
Even more news, bitches.
All right then, some more news. And kicking things off, John's favourite and mine, Games Workshop.
Yeah, well, this wasn't necessarily on my bingo card, and by this I actually mean more love for the old world with a lot of new models for old world.
Yeah.
It seems like an idea that was initially sort of Blizzard's attempt at World of Warcraft Classic. You think you want it, but you don't.
Yeah.
They've actually realized, oh wait, no, people do actually want this.
Yes. People actually enjoy playing this game.
Yeah, exactly. And what we've got here is a new range of Marauders and really stunning sculpts.
Yes.
Very, very busy, but not overly so. I think as a group shot, you can see there's a lot of stuff there that might get a bit intimidating as a painter or a builder. But when you see the individuals, it's like, it's actually just a lot of cloth, a little bit of leather, some chainmail, stuff like that. And there's nothing too outlandish there, which is fine because the rest of the old world range, it kind of has to sit in without standing out too much. Mm-hmm. So we have the new Marauders there, which look fantastic. Mm-hmm. Marauders with flails.
Marauders with flails is the default Marauder.
Yeah, because it's just better than hand weapons and shields.
Anybody taking hand weapons and shields, they don't know. Marauders are not there to survive. Chaos Warriors, they will survive. Yeah. Marauders are there to get +1 strength flail, or
die in droves
and then die
with their flails.
Yeah. That's what they're there for. Yeah. Although they're quite nice as well, it has to be said.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are quite nice. So yeah, we have the new box of those, but we also have some horsemen, which again look nice and heavy. The horses look a lot chunkier than some of the other cavalry, I think, just at a glance.
Norscan or the horses, pretty much, yeah. So,
yeah.
They will match into the Kniggets, though.
Yes.
So the Chaos Warrior horses were beefy plastics, because the old ones would have been mounted on the old ponies.
Yes, they would. Yes.
Hairy men on things. Give them throwing axes for standard shoot with +1 strength, 6 inches. Bam!
I really like that these aesthetically match up with the kind of Kapinski art that you would have seen in the old Warriors of Chaos books. It's that kind of big, shaggy, almost, very barbarian-esque look to them. A little bit more Viking-y than sort of the slightly more over-the-top way that they were done by the guy whose name I've forgotten, which is Adrian Smith. Adrian Smith kind of did them in that kind of more comic booky style, big muscle-bound guys, similar to the old sculpts that we had for the Marauders. These are much more in that kind of Kapinski vein, which I think is really cool to see. So it's nice to have those in there. Yep. Yeah.
If you're unaware of what the old Marauders look like, I mean, these are hairy Northern Waste tribe barbarians. The old ones were Conan BDSM leather harnesses. I mean, it is night and day.
Yes, it's quite the upgrade. Yes. Yeah.
Quite the glow up, as the kids say.
You can't really complain about it in any way, shape, or form. Because if even I would look at that and go, yeah, would you though, or would you much rather them? It's a toughie.
Yeah,
it is a toughie. I think I would probably have.
It's a good range refresh when the chaff look as good as the heavy stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
Not alone though, in just maraudery boxes, a whole maraudery army.
Yeah.
Which is probably, I wouldn't know, but probably quite a lot.
No.
No.
Not in Marauder
would we double that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you could quadruple that and it still wouldn't be a lot. However, it's important to know that the Chaos Warriors will take up all your, so you don't have to worry about them filling a full army, because Chaos Warriors, Chaos Knights, that's 1,500 points worth in just like 2 units. And then you go, okay, well, I've got 500 points to spend. Let's see how many dead people I can get on the field. Chaos Marauders with 200 weapons. I mean,
well, they've designed it so there's a few more options.
Yeah.
Now, because the standard Ravening Hordes book will give you the classic setup for your kind of Marauders, so your hammer and shields or your flails. But they've added new stat lines, I think, into the Raising of Westerland Arcane Journal that's also coming out alongside it, so you have some more.
I think they always had options for two-handed. They just didn't have.
I never remember if they did. I'll have to look in the book myself.
But because flails don't strike last, that's why you took flails.
That might be the.
Whereas 200 weapons, you're going, well, it's an additional strength, but I'm striking last, and they've got no armor. They will not survive long enough to strike. So I'll just have flails, please. I'll make sure I remove my opponent first. But I haven't looked to see how Old World approaches double-handed
Literally
weapons.
behind me. I could look,
Yeah,
but whatever.
you could. Because it depends what, because it's not a real edition. It's so it's potentially they could get strike first on the charge, or potentially not if they've stuck with the initiative changes from.
You do strike at initiative value in
right,
Old
and
World.
200 weapons are initiative 1 count as. So yeah, they're striking last. They're not going to be alive. This middle unit will not be alive. They will be alive, but they shouldn't be. And they're the best option. Just take that.
Just go that way.
Then they can sit the back and through axis. Yes. And that is the book. What contains the things you were just talking about, discuss.
Yes. So it's got new army lists and things in there for running Marauder-only armies for the Norse guns and things like that, which is good. So nice little setup.
So Horde army then, based on what you've all said.
Your Horde army, pretty much. Yeah.
Really nice art.
Yeah, I like all the artwork that they've done for the journals and things like that. It's been really nice to see them use that to kind of add a bit more extra character into all the different forces.
I was about to say it's very similar to how they did the artwork for all of the Warhammer stuff that came out of Forge World, more grounded and realistic.
Warhammer Forge stuff,
That is because ... That's who's doing it, I suppose. Because the Warhammer of the equivalent era was very poppy in comparison.
Mm-hmm.
Quite like that.
But yeah, there's lots of extra stuff built into that as well. So they've added in the previous supplement, which was Cetra's Fury, had the rules for doing battle march scenarios in it. So 500 to 750 point games. So it's essentially, think of it as kind of like your Kingsford Champions spearhead equivalent kind of thing. Which they ran as kind of like a little fun thing in an event once, and then it's now been turned into a full-on game mode. So you play Battle March games. And that's where these kind of like starter sets are pretty perfect for that, because they essentially give you a good way to have a little bit like, as we were talking with Kampgruppe Arnhem, more options than you'd ever need, because you essentially will build a 500-point force set to a selection of kind of... set to a set series of parameters. So they've changed the allowances for certain units and things like that. So I think me and my friend were building some lists this week for Battle March, and you were looking at maybe 30 models for a force, which isn't too bad, between 25 and 30 models. Normally playing with around 2 to 4 units, and then maybe 2 heroes if you squeeze them in for 500 points at least. 750, you get a few more extra options, but it's essentially a good way for you to kind of learn how to play Warhammer the Old World, because it does have that thing that you get a little bit with the Horus Heresy, where it's keywords and special rules that you have to go, right, so how does all of this work? But once you've got that, it's essentially the Warhammer Fantasy Battles that you remember. They've also added in a full Path to Glory campaign as part of that book as well, so you can start with a 500-point Marauder force and build it up as you go through and play through a campaign and all that kind of thing as well. So classic Path of Glory in there alongside lovely new Marauders, which is nice.
Yes, they could take great weapons.
There you go. It was always a thing, and I just forgot because I only ever went with hand weapons.
Well, they weren't on the sprue. You had to convert them. They were the worst option.
So I clearly just built to the sprue because I'm a slave to Games Workshop.
Slave to the plastic.
He says, right. He says, as has been tempting his friends to play this rather than Warhammer.
Oh, yeah, do that. So. Did you know that there's some nice new heavy armored human infantry coming?
Who would have thought it? I have literally just messaged my friend before we were filming this. I have some elves you could have, and he's like, "Shut up."
That's delightful. Lovely. Right. We have a final bit of news, and this one is shockingly historical.
It is.
We're moving away from fantasy for once this week.
Yeah, there is some historical in this show. It's all good. Yeah, you just got to rely on the companies to get it out there. You know, like jazz. That's true. Don't know why it's like jazz, but anyway, it's about the models that you don't have. So Wargames Illustrated are bringing out a new set of rules called Assassins and Templars: A Ruckus game, which is based on the rules for Ruckus by Mike Peters. And alongside that set of rules, which we'll talk about a little bit later, there are a series of new miniatures as well. So for those people who don't know, Wargames Illustrated do a Giants in Miniature collection. And in this, you get some notable characters and things from history. Sometimes it's even from Hollywoodized history as well, that you can use on the tabletop in your historical games and beyond. And in this case, we have some Templars and Assassins, starting with the Templars, where we have Walter de Mesnil, the guy on the left, and Gilbert de Lacy, who is the Templar commander on the right. Now, these are very cool because de Mesnil is essentially the closest you could get, according to Steve Tibble, who wrote Assassins and Templars, A Battle in Myth and Blood, the closest thing to a contract killer amongst the Templars. He was a one-eyed, evil enforcer that would go around killing anybody that annoyed him, essentially. Really, killing anyone that moved. He nearly triggered a civil war by killing ambassadors for the Assassins. He's an all-round bad guy, and in most cases, well, actually, they don't know what happened to him, so you could come up with whatever you like when it comes to the narrative.
Lived out his life happily.
De Mesnil, yes. He went home and lived on a farm. Next to him, you have Gilbert de Lacy, who is the Templar commander. He's a better guy, although he was also a crusader, so not really. But he was the Templar master Odo. He was earned the praise of Templar master Odo de Saint-Armand for his fury. And also the fury of King Almeric of Jerusalem and the Old Man of the Mountain. Oh my God. Lots of interesting things there. But yes, he was also a nobleman who rose to a high rank and was an experienced warrior. So he's a little bit different from de Mesnil, which is quite nice. So a lovely fella.
Yeah, one who is what the Templars should have been.
Yes, one who was not. Yes.
One who was not.
Yes.
You may decide which is which.
So that's your Templar side of things. Go and learn about their history. Hit up Wikipedia or buy Steve Tibble's book, Assassins and Templars: A Battle in Myth and Blood. Alongside them, you also have the Assassins. This isn't sponsored. With a set that contains Abul ul Faith, the Great Deceiver, who's the guy on the left. And then you also have Khalid the Shade, Death from the Shadows, on the right. So Fath was a daring assassin who was able to infiltrate the town of Amapea and turned it into essentially the largest assassin's stronghold in Syria for a time, which is quite cool. So a very nice individual there. And on the other side of things, you have Khalid, who is the mysterious assassin who tried to kill King Edward I. Oh my God, with his poison dagger. And he's shown in his kind of classic hood and cloak style pose. So whereas with Japanese history, you're like, assassins, not really a thing. Who knows if shinobis were real? In the Middle East, you're actually like, no, assassins, real thing, man. Seriously, they're everywhere trying to kill everybody.
All over the place.
Yeah, all over the place, having fun. So these new miniatures essentially form a starting point for you to dive into your games of Assassins and Templars, a Ruckus game by Mike Peters, which is played with around 12 figures per side. And it's been designed as a micro skirmish affair where you'll be taking on the role of both of those factions, fighting for control of the Holy Land, fighting in cities and all that kind of thing. The whole idea is that you throw on lots and lots of terrain, play in dense, packed environments where people can strike from the shadows and that kind of thing as well. And as I say, uses the Ruckus rules as well. So it's stuff that's been sort of well regarded by people in the community as well at the same time. The rules itself are available from the Wargames Illustrated website if you want to go and get them over there, but they'll also be included as part of the newest issue of Wargames Illustrated, which will come with the rules in that pack. So get yourself down to Tesco's and get that before they're gone, like all the Conflict 47 ones. I wanted them, but they were all gone. That was
too slow.
Yeah. Alongside that, the folks at Gripping Beast have also added some fun stuff to their website because they quite like the idea of Assassins and Templars, a Ruckus game by Mike Peters. And so they have put together 2 retinues, one for the Templars and one for the Assassins, using their collection of metal figures. And this will give you more miniatures than you'd ever need for playing games of Assassins and Templars, a Ruckus game by Mike Peters. But that obviously just means that you've got more options for the future when you're diving into more different scenarios on the tabletop, which I think is quite nice.
All about the options.
So if you're somebody who is interested in the medieval period and likes the idea of Crusaders and Templars and that kind of thing and all the fighting around the Holy Land, but you don't want to go and build big armies for the likes of Saga and that kind of thing, then maybe have a look at Assassins and Templars. I won't do it again. And try out this game for yourself and see what you think.
But I don't know who wrote the game, Ben.
Oh, it was Mick
Petar.
Riz.
Yes. So yeah, really nice. Obviously, go and grab the magazine as well because it'll give you some background on the game and how it came to life as well. Because I think they've got an interview with Steve Tibble in there, or at least they've got one over on the website. If you're a Illustrated Plus subscriber.
What did Steve Tibble do again, Ben?
He wrote the book Assassins and Templars: A Battle in Myth and Blood. Did you know? So hashtag not sponsored.
I mean,
so yeah,
it's worth picking up. Wargames Illustrated, worth picking up most months anyway.
Yes.
But for $5.99, the Assassins and Templars: A Ruckus game by Mike Peters is a it's a little A5 softback.
Yes.
And they've done this before where they've given small sort of pamphlet style
got
rule books.
the Perry twins and Cavatores.
Yep.
And Priestley as well, actually.
This looks a bit more substantial than those. I know in the past, obviously, Bill Hooks was a little pamphlet game that then turned into a fully fledged.
It did,
big old book. Oh, over time. So it's possible this may be the start of something bigger, or it may be perfectly self-contained as is. I do quite like the fact that they have managed to neatly average the eyes on both sides to being 3. You're saying he's one-eyed.
Yes.
Oh, no, he's one-eyed as well.
Yeah.
So nobody's got an advantage in depth perception.
There is some depth perception issues, yes.
Yeah.
I will say, sorry, I did get the historical information a little bit wrong. The guy who was praised and then sought the fury of the Templar Masters and that kind of thing was actually Demesnil because he was an asshole. But you could learn more about that by reading the book now anyway. So you could get the real history from Steve Tibble. There you go.
It's the way to do it, they tell me. All right. There you go.
There you go.
Plenty to digest there, wasn't there, kids?
And plenty coming up next week as well. Ooh.
Nextly weekly.
Yes, Dystopian Wars Week will be hitting on Monday, so you'll have seen all the trailers for that
everywhere
throughout the course of this week, and everything else that we've been doing. We had some warm-ups and things like that from Jerry earlier in the week, which was cool. But yes, the week will hit proper on Monday, so we'll chat about for that. Yeah.
You too can find out what James Hughes and Parker have got up to in revisiting Dystopian Wars for their 4th incarnation. Wow. Time flies. Enjoy yourselves on that one. There'll be prizes. Don't worry.
There will be prizes.
I know you love the prizes.
Yes.
You're whores for the prizes, aren't you?
And everyone from Conflict 47 Week has been contacted and all their information has been sent out to Warlord. So you should be getting your things from Conflict 47
Oh, don't
Week.
tell them that.
So
They'll now be watching the letterbox.
There you go.
Who knows how long that will take?
I want you to sit downstairs in the hallway and watch that box. So
sit on a cushion, otherwise you'll get piles. Right.
Yep.
We'll be back again next week at the end of the Dystopian Wars Week for more of the same. Or you can join us on Sunday for our XLBS over at OnTableTop.com. And if you're not already a cultist, join us.
Join us.
Join us. Until then, have a great week of gaming. Bye-bye.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.